What's up, ninjas? This is Slice
and Rice!
I did it!
Yay!
So we gonna start with what happened, because everyone wants to know, like, how it went down, because I talked to Glory's parents and I asked for that blessing. So let's start from the... Everything happened.
Oh my god, so
super recent.
in 1 month, yeah.
So I decided when to talk to her parents the week of she was quitting. So I messaged her sisters and I'm like, yo, alright, I need y'all to translate for me. And they was like, alright, this time, this day, it's going down. So we finally get in the house and Glory's other sister come over and was like, yo, like, I'm happy you're here. They're right around the corner. Her dad's sitting at this table with his glasses on, looking down at the paper, reading.
Oh.
And her mom sitting at the fireplace with her back turned towards me and the fire's blazing up. And I was really afraid of your dad because we never talked about us being together, boyfriend, girlfriend.
Yeah.
The last Glory told me he referred to us as just being friends.
Friends, yeah.
He still had his silverware from breakfast on the table. I'm like, man, look at all these weapons. So I go in there. And they see me and they're like, oh, hey, what are you doing here? Where's Glory? And like her mom turns over and is like, hey, where's Glory? And I was like, oh.
She must have been so scared to like see just you. She might have thought that you were gonna bring bad news, like something happened to me. Do you think about that?
Nah, cause I was smiling when I came in.
I just killed your dad.
So I was like, oh, it's just me. And he was like, where's Glory? And I'm like, she's at work. And they were like confused. At that point, I was like, all right, you both sit down, you both. And I was like pointing over to the chair. Her mom and her dad sat down at the table. And at this point I was like, all right, let's just go in. I basically was like,
I can imagine you.
Jesus took the wheel at this point. It was like, freeze frame. We want to just take over Matt's body real quick because if he says it, it's just gonna go bad. I'm gonna handle this. I'm gonna say it the best that I can remember. So I remember going there and saying like, hey, like I really wanted to bring you guys here. And I waited so long to ask this out of respect for you two because I care about you all.
Oh.
And your entire family is my family. And at that point, I see our dad's head go down like this, like, and he's like, he has like this stern face. He's not looking at me.
He wasn't looking at me?
He wasn't looking at me the whole time. He's just looking down. It was almost as if he was like, I knew this day would come. How am I gonna kill him?
And my sisters were translating for you, right?
They didn't translate at all. At
What?
This point. I'm just talking. It felt like they knew what I was saying. Like they knew
did.
English this whole time. And her mom was looking at me.
See that.
And I'm just like, yo, I love your family. Your family's my family. I love Glory a lot. And I want to spend the rest of my life with Glory.
I'm not.
I want to spend the rest of my life with Glory. And I waited this long because I really care about what you guys feel. And I am here to ask for your permission and your blessings to marry your daughter. My cat coming over like, I gotta hear this. Lola. Dang, you want to get up close and personal? I really wanted your blessing, and I want to spend the rest of my life with Glory because I love her so much. And, are you Ray Charles right now? What's going on with your head, yo? Oh, man.
Just tell a story.
Oh, man, I love you. Oh, yeah. I love you. So I told the story. And then after that, it was like a pause. Her dad was still looking. I know I spoiled all my life out, and I'm like, I did it. And I looked up. Her dad's head was still down like this, and her mom was like looking at me with a blank face, like this. So I was like, they ain't hear anything I just said. So then they both looked at Glory's sisters, and then one of Glory's sisters basically was like, this is not Korean, but it's like,
So she was translating.
She was translating.
So you just said that?
Oh yeah, I guess I could have said that. My bad. So she was translating. But it was crazy because she translated it, but it was mad short. So I was like, yo, in my head, I didn't want to say it. Alright, baby, you gotta get down, okay? But yeah, she translated it, but that joint was like 1.5 minutes, and I was there for a good 10 minutes talking about it. So I'm like, oh no, you left some pieces out that joint, man. They ain't gonna know the full thing. As she was translating, her parent randomly in the middle of the translation was like, So I was like, what y'all mean, what's going on? What are they saying? Her mom like looks at me, and the dad still is not looking at me at all. So I'm like, yo, he is not feeling this one bit. Her mom looks at me and says, we'll think about it, okay? And I was like, oh, okay, all right. She's like, we'll think about it. She comes over, she shakes my hand. She's like, we'll think about it. And I go over to her dad, and her dad looks at me, smiles, and he's like, yes. And I'm like,
the only thing he said.
So at this point, I'm like, all right, what do I do? So I'm like, all right, well, I'm gonna go. And they're like, you leaving? I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm out. So as I'm walking them out, her sister's telling me, like, I'm gonna be honest with you, Matt, like, I don't know how it's gonna happen, but we're definitely going to vouch for you because you're such an amazing person. I think you're perfect for Glory.
I love my sisters.
And basically she was telling me like they're going to let you know if it's a yes or no the next day. So I'm like, I have a time limit. The next 24 hours was the most excruciating, like, painful thing. I'm at work. Glory's my boss, and I'm just, every little thing is triggering me off, man. And I'm just like, ugh.
Yeah, I remember even that day I was like, you're like kind of like being passive with me.
I know I was like being a little aggressive towards Glory.
Yeah, and we were at work, so this is what I said to him on our lunch break. I was like, you're acting like you don't know me, like I'm just a coworker.
I know we work together. I like to be professional at work, yeah.
But there was a difference that day. Like we're both professional. Like you probably wouldn't even know we were like boyfriend girlfriend at the time. But like that day he was like being aggressive. Like didn't even look at me. I was like, what's wrong with you?
She would be critiquing my edits. I'd be like, nah, man, that's right. I don't know what you're talking about. But in my head, I'm like, yo, I hope they say yes, man. Like, I feel like they're gonna say no. They definitely gonna say no. Her dad wasn't even looking at me, man. Aww. So we're at lunch. We're eating lunch together. And then Glory's sister calls me.
While we were eating together.
The way our relationship's set up, like, we don't hide anything. Like, she knows the password to my phone. But I'm like, yo, like, what's gonna happen? Like, if she see the text messages I sent between her and her sisters. So I changed her sister's name to, like, a random dude's name named Garrett.
Which we actually have a friend named Garrett, so it wouldn't have been that weird.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I was like, who does Glory know? But so it's like not weird. So it's like we're sitting there, my phone's in the pocket, and I look at it. It said Garrett. And I'm like, oh, I can't answer this right now, and I can't even say Garrett's calling me because she's gonna be like, why is Garrett calling you? Yo, shout out to you, Garrett, if you see this video.
Did you even tell him that?
No, I didn't. I didn't. Well, now you found out, Garrett. So at this point, now that she called me, I'm like really freaking out at the table. So it's like time to go back in, and I'm like, yo, I'm gonna get some coffee. She's just like, all right.
Yeah. I was like, you need coffee. You're like weird today.
So I go away and I call her sister. She picks up finally. I'm like, yo, what's going on? What's up? She threw like the longest pause in there, so the anticipation kept rising. I started feeling my heart go out my chest, man. Like if somebody would have walked by, my chest would have smacked him in the face. Like my heart would have came out. It looked like I was trying to do like a boob thrust, like like that's how my heart felt. She's like, so I talked to my parents, and they said, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, I was like wanting to know too.
And they said, basically yes. I was like, what? The way she said it, I had to ask again. So they were cool, like, they good? They're like, yeah, like, apparently they had this conversation together a while ago, and they said that, you know, you already feel like family, and they're comfortable with you.
Yes.
So, like, they knew, like, this day would come already, so they were already prepared. So they said, yeah. But, I was like, but, it was like, they do want to have a conversation between you and Glory. And I was like, oh, but they say yes, though. Like, I can marry Glory. And he was like, yeah. You just got to have a conversation with him. And I was like, but can I marry Glory before the conversation? And she was like, I mean, you could, but I think it's more respectful. And I wasn't gonna do that, by the way, ninjas. I wasn't gonna be like, they said yes, yo, courthouse, we ain't waiting. No, I wasn't gonna do any of that. So I was like, no, I think it's respectful. Let's hear him out first. So because of this, I had to break the news to Glory, but I couldn't keep it in because I was so happy. At this point, I wasn't mad anymore. I'm like, yes, like I'm excited. So I called Glory and I'm like, yo, can you meet me outside the office? She's like, is everything okay? And I'm like smiling as I said it, and I'm like, yo, just come out. I was like this. I was like, yo, just come out in the office. So as soon as I go down,
I was like rushing out. I was like, oh my gosh. I was just really worried because I was like, why would he call me while we're working? Like, that's not like him.
So Glory rushed down. She's like, yo, what's wrong? And I'm like, yo, just come around the corner.
He took me to the corner, like near the trash cans, and I was like, oh my gosh, is he about to propose to me?
Why would I propose to you?
Because you were acting so weird, Matt.
You think I'm gonna wait 4 years showing the ninjas I'm trying to learn to propose just to do all of this at work next to a trash can?
I don't know. It was so weird. At that point, I really was thinking you were gonna propose to me. I would have said. Actually, I don't know if I would have said yes.
See, exactly. So I see her. And then I told her.
I was like, what? Is it good? Is it bad? Come on, hurry up. I get really anxious.
I know, she does that. Whenever I'd be like, it could be anything. I'd be like, yo, it's something I gotta tell you. She'd be like,
oh, what do you gotta tell me? Tell me. What do you wanna tell me?
Like, dang, yo, like they left the pickles out of your sandwich. She's basically doing this right now. I'm like, all right, so I didn't want to tell you this, but I have to. And in my head, I was like, I'm gonna try to mess with her because I'm so happy. I'm gonna act like they said no. So I was like, so I talked to your parents. She was like, about what? Like, what do you talk to them about? I was like, I talked to your parents about having their blessing. And she was like, what? Why are you telling me this? I was like, because it's really important. I talked to your parents about blessings and marriage. And they said, she's like,
what did they say?
It's like loud. It's like people eating lunch like.
You told me in the weirdest place. I was so mad.
And I was like, they said yes.
Instant waterfalls.
She was like, what? You know how exaggerated Glory is.
I was like, wait, what? No, why are you telling me this? What? I was freaking out. We were like in our work area.
It was weird because she was happy and then once she gathered her thoughts, she was like,
why'd you tell me? Why did you tell me what they said? How dare you? Why you should have kept this from me?
I was scared. I was like, yo, wait, time out. I got scared at this point because she got all huge. I saw veins coming out of her neck. She was like looking at me like this. I don't know. Your parents want to talk to both of us about it and stuff, but they happy. So we hugged. And I don't know. I feel like that part should be private. It was good stuff.
Yeah, no, it was really good, and it was more like confirming for us when they talked to us, and like it was. I loved it. I loved it so much. I wanted to remember it forever. So we took a picture. See right here, and it was so good. It was so good. But that's like just the whole blessing part. All right.
In the next video, we will talk about the proposal and everything went down, and just so you gotta wait a week. Or maybe 2 weeks. I haven't decided if we're gonna sprinkle a sketch in there. You know how it is when you watching your favorite TV show and then they hit you with the find out next time on Dragon Ball Z. On ours, it's find out next time on Slices Rice. If this video, how many? Let's do a realistic number. Let's do 100.
100,000 likes.
We got 160,000 ninjas right now.
We should be able to get 100,000.
So now it's time to shout out our dope patrons. And this first one is someone very special and dear to us. This person is sending us a generous amount each month. They are really cool friends of ours that we met at Playlist.
So we just had lunch with these beautiful people right here.
And they also have their own channel, and they are
The Content Adventures.
We just want to show them extra love because they've always been so supportive of us.
Make sure you check out their YouTube channel because they are a really, really beautiful family and they're very giving and very supportive. Yo, even when we were very small, they were there supporting us.
Yeah.
So Content Adventures, we got an exclusive song just strictly for you. And I feel like I gotta sing it.
Ooh.
Dun, dun.
Content Adventures, we'd like to thank you for being so amazing to slice and rise. Well, hey, yo, your turn. Matt and Amanda, thank you for sharing your life to the world. We love it, many worlds. We like the horses that you take care of. They're so beautiful. Your newborn children, they're so much more beautiful. We love watching you so much. It hurts us to not be in touch. So we singing thank you. We're singing thank you. Oh yeah yo. Skibbity doo wah. Poobity doo boo. Party woody wo bo wo ho.
So thank you, Content Adventures. And now it's time to do our rapid fast round ribbity rap for being a Patreon. Hit me with that dope beat.
Here we go, slice of rice coasting. Got a new Patreon, Red Shojin, hooking us up. Thank you so much. Yeah, that's my homie Arnold, what's up? We see you, homie, always showing love. I see you up there, God, up above. Looking down like, yeah, Red Shojin, we see you, man. You the man, you win. Hey, how we do it? Your turn. Here we go. You want a new beat? Yes. Alright, here we go. First it was Red Shojin, now it is Cedric Golden Golden. Thank you so much for your donation. At first it was Billy Golden, then it went out. Thank you so much, Cedric. We love you. We saw what you did, and we thank you so much. In the air, our hands are in the air. You're fire, you're hot, you're a slayer, you're a slayer. Thank you.
Make sure you definitely check out our Patreon because it's lit up in there and we have like exclusive stuff, so you gotta check it out.
Hey yo, you better show off that ring. Oh, it's so heavy. I got the slice.
I got the ice.
Hey! I don't know if y'all know, but one of these buttons, you can press it and it'll take you somewhere awesome. It really helps with the channel growth, so I think you really should click on these buttons because I'm gonna keep it real. It helps us grow and then we'll make even more money. You
To
don't
pay
have
this
to do
rock
that.
off?
Yeah. Click it! You think I'm joking? Click that joint! I ain't playing!